Russ got a lot of the blame. Skip, each of the past 3 seasons, the first half MVP has been Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Each of the year Patrick Mahomes won it, at the halfway point, Russ was in the lead. Last year when Lamar Jackson won it, Russ was in the lead.
He was.
This year, Russ was in the lead.
Good point.
And all he patting, let Russ cook. Well, Russ burned the damn groceries. That's what Russ did. Call it like you see it. Man, we got to stop blaming all these coaches for everything. Russ failed. When you look at this, you look at what he did. Now, he talking about they need to run the ball. Seattle was 6th in rushing average, 4.8 a carry. They was 12th in rushing yards, 123. But what about those interceptions? Russ threw 9 interceptions in those 5 losses.
Yep.
And a lot of them were horrible. Threw another one last week. DK Metcalf had to caught 1,300 yards, which was the most in Seattle history.
Yep.
Tyler Lockett had 100 catches, the most in Seattle history. So we just gonna blame Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer ain't gonna get no credit. He get all the blame. He let Russ cook. Russ burned the dinner. That's what he did. Call it what it is, Skip. Russ didn't play well each of the last 3 second halves. Russ gonna have to show that he can win a playoff game without the Legion of Boom intact.
Yep.
And he hasn't played well in none of the playoff games. Go back and look at the Dallas game. He didn't play well.
He played okay, but he didn't play MVP standard.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
Look at this year.
Yep.
In this playoff game, did he play well?
No, it was his worst.
So at some point in time,
He's lost 3 of his last 4, and what was the one he won at Philadelphia when Carson Wentz got hurt in like 3 plays, right?
Yes.
Remember?
That was it. At some point in time, I understand Russ is a great guy, been around him a couple of times, but we're going to have to play some criticism. We're going to have to start critiquing him like we do these other quarterbacks because he wants to be considered one of these franchise quarterbacks. Well, you can't get all credit like a franchise quarterback with no blame like a franchise quarterback. Russ got to bear a lot of the responsibility on this failed season and these failed seasons because I thought Brian Schottenheimer did a great job of putting Russ in position. Russ was the MVP 3 first halves, and for whatever reason, the interception rate went up, the turnovers went up, and they went down.
So remember the preseason top 100 voted upon by the NFL players?
Yes.
Remember what happened at the top as they were about to unveil 2 and then 1?
Right.
They had, I think, Jerry Rice, some other ex-players making the case that Russell Wilson is the best player in this league.
Right.
And he was sort of 1A because he was number 2 to Lamar, who was number 1. Patrick Mahomes was like 4th behind Aaron Donald at 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I say going into next year when they vote, I don't think Russell's going to be vying for number 1.
Right.
He's going to be lucky to be in the top 5. But his first half this year was number 1. He was the best. And this offense was by far the best offense for half a year.
Right.
Well, that's pretty great, right? Then what happened? I can't quite put my finger on it, but he just didn't play very well. And I thought Pete Carroll had the most interesting and I think sort of pertinent theory was that we threw so deep, so successfully, so often through the first 8-9 games that teams started to play us deeper and deeper, saying, we will not let you have this anymore. And they kept trying to beat you deep.
Right.
And he said we had things underneath, but they just try to bleed us and make us have to throw the ball underneath, which they don't do very patiently and successfully.